Today's family devotion is entitled Kill Him, Kill Him. And I want to begin today by asking a question. What's one of the biggest crowds that you've ever been in? Have you ever been surrounded by lots of people? I can think of a few times in my own life when I've been in big crowds, and I thought I'd tell you about them today. The first one I thought of was I've been at lots of concerts with thousands of people listening to music. In fact, one of the biggest ones I've ever been to would have been Ed Sheeran a couple of years ago, who was playing in Boucher Road playing fields in Belfast. There were so many people there to hear Ed Sheeran sing. Or I've been at some football matches and sports games with lots of people there as well. One of the biggest I've been to would probably be when I was at Wembley quite a few years ago now to see my favourite American football team, the New England Patriots, play a game in London. It was huge. There were people everywhere. Or I can remember being on holiday with Steph in Croatia when two cruise ships came into the harbour of the city where we were. Suddenly there were people everywhere, and we were struggling to find the guy from the hotel who was picking us up after we had been kayaking. In all of those moments that I've talked about, we were in huge crowds of people, but we were also shouting things as well. I'm going to get your help to say some of these things with me. At the Ed Sheeran concert, when it got to the end, all of us were shouting this. Join with me after three. One, two, three. One more song. We want him to play another before the night ended. Or at the American football match I've told you about, every so often my team would score and we would all shout this. One, two, three, touchdown! And in Croatia, whenever Steph and I were surrounded by people who had just got off the cruise ships, we looked at each other and we were shouting this. One, two, three, can you see our taxi guy? In our passage today, we also find a crowd, and this crowd is shouting as well. But what they're shouting, well, it's terrible. Let's see what they were yelling. Luke chapter 23, beginning at verse 13. Pilate called all the people together with the leading priests and the Jewish leaders. He said to them, You brought this man to me. You said that he was making trouble among the people. But I've questioned him before you all, and I have not found him guilty of the things that you say. Pilate wanted to let Jesus go free, so he told this to the crowd, but they shouted again, kill him on a cross. A third time, Pilate said to them, Why? What wrong has he done? I can find no reason to kill him, so I'll have him punished and then set him free. But they continued to shout. They demanded that Jesus be killed on the cross. Their yelling became so loud that Pilate decided to give them what they wanted. They wanted Barabbas to go free, the man who was in jail for starting a riot and for murder. Pilate let Barabbas go free and gave Jesus to them to be killed. The religious leaders, they decided that Jesus deserved death for saying that he was the Son of God. However, Governor Pilate could find nothing wrong with him. Jesus had broken no laws, but the crowd shouted for his death. Pilate thought that he could maybe meet them halfway, and so he suggested having Jesus beaten and then he would set him free. But the crowd, they continued to yell, kill him, until eventually Pilate gave in. What made it even worse was that the crowd, they chose to let Barabbas, a real criminal and a murderer, go free. Jesus, the innocent one, was sent to be killed, while Barabbas, the guilty one, walked free. And this is a picture of why Jesus was going through all of this. He was going to take the place of the guilty. The crowd was Jewish, God's special chosen people. They were standing, they were looking at their forever king, and yet they screamed for his death. You know, we join that crowd whenever we sin, whenever we wish that Jesus wasn't ruling over us, whenever we wish that we didn't have to live for him, serve him, or grow to be like him. In those moments, well, we can feel sad as we realize that we've let Jesus down. But the good news is that we can also remember that it was for us in those moments of sin that Jesus stayed silent. Everything Jesus was doing, he was doing it so that he could save us.